What up, Canes fans? Before we get started, just wanted to talk to you guys about the Tank Brewery real quick. The Tank is located in the heart of Miami in Dade County at 5100 Northwest 72nd Avenue. This place is awesome. I've been there. The beer is outstanding. The food is great. Whether you're watching the Canes game, the Heat game there with your buddies, you're having a guys' night out, or you're having a date night with the missus, it's a great place to hang out. So you can order online at thetankbrewingtakeout.com or call them at 786-801-1554 for delivery or pickup. And here's the thing. If you use the promo code TANK4SUP, you will get free delivery on game days. And so that is TANK4SUP, the number 4, not spell it out, but Tank 4S up. So go check out our friends at the Tank Brewing. They've been great to us. So take it away, Jordan.
All right. Also, we want you guys to check out our guy, Stickers by AB. That's at STICKERZ by AB. I've been ordering a bunch of stuff from him. We have a collaboration sticker that has our logo on it. So make sure you're checking him out. Give him a follow on Twitter. He's just a good dude, and he's helping us design our merch. So yeah, man. It's make sure you're supporting the good people that help us out here on Fours Up.
You're listening to the Fours Up podcast with your host, Marsh.
What up, Canes fans? It is the Fours Up podcast. It's Wednesday, October 14th, and we're not sad.
We're alive.
We're alive. We are alive. It was a rough sports weekend, and Jordan and I just felt the burden of the world crashing down upon us. Jordan, just how are you? How's the last week been?
Dude, I don't know. It's been horrible, man. It's been horrible. I mean, watching the Canes just get dumped on, and then, Twitter has just been an awful place the last few days since then. And then, my Bills, just didn't even show up to Tennessee last night, man. So, it's whatever.
But I won my bet.
Well,
I finally won a bet.
Well, I didn't win anything this week, so good for you, man.
Dude, this rivaled one of the worst sports weekends of my life, if I can just run down my shit show of Friday through Sunday. So the Heat lose the finals.
Mm-hmm.
The Yankees get knocked out of the playoffs. The Canes get embarrassed by Clemson. And Dak Prescott is knocked out for the entire season.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty rough, man.
That it was extremely, extremely rough. And so yeah. I don't want to spend too much time on this Clemson game because I just can't talk about it anymore. But give me your initial thoughts from the game.
Well, here's the thing, man. And
how the hell did I predict a win?
Well,
why did I buy into the enthusiasm?
I don't know, man. I mean, we were all feeling it, though, like, even though I predicted an 11-point loss, like, I didn't expect that.
No.
Yeah. So I don't want to spend too much time patting myself on the back. But, like, you guys all need to understand how right I was after the UAB game, Like UAB showed us exactly what kind of team we are, right? In that, and UAB was the second best team that we've played. I think that's pretty clear now.
Oh,
but if you watch that game and then watch the Clemson game, it looks like we're playing. It looks like UAB was Clemson JV because they
showed us a lot. They showed us a lot of the similar stuff on defense, I feel like.
Yes.
But because Clemson is just Clemson, obviously it didn't work as well. And so, and at times it seems like we struggled for those 31 points against UAB. And man, I think we had 210 yards of total offense against Clemson. And that's just that it was It was
Yeah.
painful at times to watch our offense.
Yep, and so UAB they really exposed our interior D linemen. Getting run on, they exposed our linebacking core.
Ugh.
Our corners looked horrible in that game. I actually think our corners, have gotten a lot better. So I'm not gonna pick on them right now. But I also think the pass blocking, man. UAB exposed the pass blocking, and that was horrible against Clemson. Like it really was.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to not buy into the O line. Look better in run blocking concepts rather than pass blocking, but dude, our pass blocking is just horrible, dude. Our line literally did not get better at all.
I think it's gotten better. I mean, compared to last year when we gave up the most sacks in Power 5, it's gotten better. And, I mean, Louisville and Florida State, it looked pretty good. I mean, our offensive line hadn't given up a sack by themselves until Clemson, but, man, they just got abused.
Yes, I do think that stat's a little misleading, though, because against Florida State, was it Florida State or Louisville? I can't remember, but one of those, there was a certain lineman that I was, keying in on in my rewatch, and he would go whole downs where he didn't touch anyone, dude. He just didn't know his assignments. And it's like, and King took hits, and there was one that he got just absolutely wrecked. And they didn't count as sacks, but that doesn't matter, right? Like, he's still not doing his job. It's still negatively impacting the play.
Exactly.
And, dude, I don't know. I feel like I have a pretty good feel for this Hurricanes team now after watching the first 4 games of the season.
I think that we're going to get a lot better feel for the team after the Pitt game on Saturday.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. I think, I mean, in years past, this is where the season has gone haywire. When we come off a loss against a big team in a big game. And the question is, can we bounce back?
Yep.
Can we prove that loss to Clemson was because, they're better than us? I mean, that's plain and simple. Last year, a loss would turn into 4 straight losses. That cannot happen. I still think that this team is more than capable of winning 9 to 10 games in the regular season. I completely believe that. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, and so you bring up the only caveat to what I'm gonna say here is we've folded mentally and emotionally, after a loss. So if we can avoid that, I feel like I have a pretty good feel for this team, and I think we're in the I would slot us in the 8 to 9 win range. I'm not sure that we're going to take care of business against everyone. I'm not sure that we're better than UNC, and now I'm worried about the Virginia Tech game. Because
I told you.
And here's why is because we got exposed by UAB. We can say that was the first game, and that's all well and good, but the same problems that popped up after the UAB game that we were all talking about, and a lot of people were upset that we were talking about the problems, right? They're like, it's the first game, don't just erase it from your memory. However, those exact same things is what we saw Clemson exploit. And so when we're playing better teams like Virginia Tech and UNC, we're going to see those same themes. We're going to be like, man, our linebackers are not good. Man, we cannot stop the run up the middle of the field. Man, we are getting stretched out horizontally. Or, man, we cannot protect De'Aaron King when he needs to pass. Stuff like that.
The biggest thing for me is we had so many chances to get into that game.
Yeah.
The one big one that sticks out to me is on Clemson, the very first drive of the game, Quincy Roche picks off Trevor Lawrence to call offsides.
Yeah.
That was a killer. And then I think it was in the third quarter, or maybe when we were down 14-3, and De'Aaron King goes off for a 50-yard run, and then he throws an interception.
Yeah.
So those were I feel like there were chances for us. It was similar to the 2017 ACC championship game against them, where we had chances early, but there's only you can only hang around with Clemson for so long. And I think it's more of a testament to them more than it is so a downgrade to us, if that makes sense. They are just a well-oiled machine. I mean, their defense, I watched so many hours of film on their defense. They don't have many guys on there that is like, they don't have like an Isaiah Simmons or anybody like that, but they're just so well disciplined and so bought into that defensive and offensive system. They know what they're doing at all times. They don't make mistakes.
Yeah, it's true.
It was incredible. Like, it was like, yeah, it was just, it was humbling. It was definitely humbling.
It was, and I know I've spent the first part of this episode just raking our defense over the coals, but I want to say this to make it very clear. Our defense gave us plenty of chances to stay in that game. Special teams was incredible. Other than, Xavier Restrepo just having a mental error with the punt returns.
I don't know what that was.
Yeah. I mean, in that game though, our special teams was an A. It was an A-. I'll give us a minus because of Restrepo's just mental errors, right? But our special teams were really, really great. And then the defense, I thought, especially in the early third quarter. What was it? It was like, what was the score after we returned that kick?
21-10.
Yeah, 21-10. So we got like 2 or 3 stops in a row to start off the second half. If your offense can do anything, you're right in the game.
Yeah.
So I know it's like in vogue to hate on Blake Baker, and I'm not even sticking up for him in the long run because I'm wondering if he's overmatched myself, right? But I don't think this game was like, I'm not blaming Blake Baker for this loss.
No.
It was a thorough beating. Like Rhett Lashley got just as outcoached as Blake Baker did, if not more so. And that doesn't mean that I've lost faith.
And sorry to cut you off, but I just wanted to point out Rhett Lashley took full responsibility for it too.
Yeah.
Like you hear game comments, and that was definitely something that I really respected because we haven't seen that in past years to that effect. Yeah. And I think we're going to come out and beat the shit out of Pitt on Saturday. I really do, man. I really do. But with that, what do you say we bring on our guests? All right, we are back, and we are joined by Bill and Chris. They are writers from CanesInsight. They also help run the CanesLegacy Twitter account. Boys, what is up? How are we doing? How are we feeling?
Doing great. How you guys doing?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad.
It's coming off a loss, we don't want to spend too much time on this Clemson game, but we're doing all right. We're doing okay. I do want to get your guys' quick thoughts on that massacre that happened on Saturday night. So, Bill, I'll ask you first, and then Chris, you can respond. I just want your quick initial thoughts from that game, where you see this team going, and and just, everything you thought about on Saturday night.
Yeah, my initial reaction was I'm disappointed, but not because we lost. Clemson is a powerhouse program. They're in the middle of a dynasty. There's no shame in losing to that. What I was most disappointed in was kind of how we lost. The undiscipline, the penalties, coming out flat, looking unprepared, not having an answer for pretty much anything Clemson did. So to me, disappointment was the word. But brighter days are ahead. Most of us predicted a 9-2, 8-3 type season. So the losses have to come from somewhere, and Clemson was the most lost.
Good point.
So I think this team will bounce back. I have confidence in King and Lashley, to counter whatever the defense are going to throw at them in the future now that the blueprint is out. But I think brighter days are ahead.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Chris, what about you?
Say a lot of the same. And, like Bill said, we expected there to be losses in there. And I think, we all kind of get caught in the hype of, it being Clemson week. We're ranked number 7. Kind of like a couple years ago when we were ranked really high and we started thinking that we were, going to run the table and do all these things when the ranking really wasn't a legitimate 7 because of all the teams that weren't playing yet. But you get caught up in that